Morning, story traders. Wow, we got a lot going on today on this October 31st, Halloween World Series Game 3. If you're from Philadelphia, man, you're having a lot of fun with both the Eagles and the Phillies. I might be driving down to Philadelphia to check out the game with some of my old friends from Philadelphia. So exciting day. And look at the screen. It's all green. Now we'll get to the major indices in just a bit. But wow, do we have a few things cooking. Actually, first, let me throw up this banner. If you're not a VIP yet, you can get a 7-day free trial. So at our website. Now, in any case, where do we start? I'm going to actually start with LLAP because that came up this morning. LLAP in our newsfeed. Now, why did I get this? Because we have Lockheed Martin in our newsfeed, the top aerospace company we identified, which is, I think, near all-time highs. But in any case, there was a deal between Lockheed Martin and LLAP, $100 million investment. Saw that early in the morning with market cap of $350 million. So I jumped in right in the morning at 285, alerted the room, had a couple good trades in here. You see subsequently went to 386. Now, to me, I think there's very strong resistance at 4. Also, the RSI was stretched when it reached 380 this morning. Right there, you can see that very high RSI right here. So I advise people to get out. So I had a couple nice trades in here, and I'll be monitoring this today. Obviously, 350, I think, is a key level. Support, resistance right now is acting as support, but I think 350 is a key level. Now, the reason I didn't go big size on this, in retrospect, I should have, is because this deal does have a number of warrants and convertibles, and we don't know the terms on those warrants and convertibles. So, those might be at a deep discount. So that didn't excite me too much. Lockheed Martin did excite me. So I jumped in for a couple of good trades, and the volume is 4.6 million. This is probably headed for record volume today. 4.6 million already. It will be very shortly the second highest volume day on record. And then was this a SPAC? Maybe looking at the chart, it looks like it might have been either a SPAC or an IPO recently. But with this record volume, I think this is something that maybe you can buy the dips on today. So I'll be looking for re-entries. I'll be looking at you can see here, it's heading back down the RSI, but I like to switch and make sure we're looking at the 5-minute candles as well. So at this point, this is just a technical play for me with a bias towards the upside because of Lockheed Martin being a big partner and because of 100 million compared to 350 million. It's a pretty significant investment. So 2 positive trades. I'll be looking for more on this one. Another one. We had another winner already this morning, ACTG. I've been reminding you guys because of the reminders Matt has been giving us that ACTG's had some sort of restructuring deadline last Friday. So he made a bet, and I followed him making a bet that they would get that deal done. And in fact, they did get the deal done this morning. You can see the stock spiked up to 450. If I was able to sell some at 450, I would have. I couldn't. I wasn't fast enough to get that done. You can see here it's at 415 by 425 right now. Let's look at the technicals and then we'll look at the news in a second. You have resistance at the 50 DMA right there at around 415, and the next level around 440 at the 200 DMA. Let's see what else we got. Let me switch to the weekly. There's a lot of chop up in here, so I don't see any clear resistance levels from the candles. It's really from those 2 moving averages. We go to the weekly candle, and right there, 450. So I do like 450 as a spot to sell some. Now it's 415 by 425. Now the news this morning, it's a whole big restructuring. One of the things that jumps out is a $5.25 rights offering and a book value of 537, adjusted book value of 563. So hopefully this can makes its way to 450 and beyond towards that $5 number. But just be advised, I don't know the details of this deal very well, but I've been involved with rights offerings before, and it usually does not mean you can sell all your shares at 525. It depends how many people are participating, right? If it gets oversubscribed, because they only have a certain amount of money available to buy out the shares at 525, and if it gets oversubscribed, you're only going to get a proportional amount to you for that 525, right? So if it gets oversubscribed by double, right, only half of your shares that you said that you'd like to sell will get sold at 525. So not necessarily is the stock going to go to like 520 and just wait there for that deal to happen at 525. So I do expect a discount because of that, unless the terms of this deal have enough capital to buy everyone out, which I don't know. I haven't really looked at it. we'll talk to Matt Kolb to see if he has additional insights into that. All right, now this morning, before we get into the main indices, last night I highlighted a story, a geopolitical event out of Russia. Did I fix my mic? Actually, oh boy, maybe I didn't. Nope, I didn't. I had a feeling. I hope you heard me. Man, I always switch my mics between the morning show and the afternoon show, and now I have a better mic. So sorry about that. Okay. In any case, last night we put the geopolitical story about the grain exports coming out of Ukraine being blocked again by Russia. That's good for a 4% move in wheat. I don't like playing wheat. It's very volatile. Like you're trading a price. You're not trading a company. So I don't love doing that myself. I like to look at companies impacted by that. You can see the whole ag sector, corn, soybean up, DBA up. Also, importantly, and I'm guessing it's related also to the same situation out of Russia, maybe a sentiment issue, or maybe there's some other fundamental news on natural gas. I'm not sure, but natural gas up 8.6%. Now take these two together, natural gas up, agriculture up. That's really, really good sentiment for the fertilizer sector, which is IPI, MOS, CF, NTR. You can see they're all up in pre-market. All of them have some volume over here. So, man, I don't think we have time to go over each individual chart, but let's see quickly if something pops out here, because this is something I may be playing today. MOS, CF, I'm not seeing anything that really jumps out like a screaming, oh my gosh, time to buy the stocks type situation. This may be just intraday move to some sort of intraday resistance level kind of deal possible with these four names in the space. Now, what I'm really excited about is ADM. Now, I was on top of this from $90 to $95 on earnings last week, and I've been calling for all-time highs, and it's very close now. The all-time high is $98.88. I wouldn't be surprised if it got there this week. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it got there today. With that set of fundamentals, and the technicals were already in play. The RSI is still not overbought yet. I mean, this was heading there anyway, and the sentiment of higher wheat prices, I think this is an agriculture company, one of the big caps, $52 billion. I think this will be enough to spark a move, and you can see it already moving up in pre-market. I think this is the 80 and probably above it. So how quickly does it happen? I don't know. I'm definitely taking a trade on this. I haven't, we'll see. You do what you want in terms of common shares, options, whatever. But I've been in this a couple times in the last week, and I'm going to be playing again. Now, some other names that I think could be really do well on this agriculture theme today. LNN, another one, similar position to ADM in terms of strong fundamentals and near its all-time highs. I think LNN can have a great day. ANDE, ANDE. Now, this is intriguing because the stock has been down a lot. Maybe this has even more room to go up than the other two. Maybe it has some catch-up to play. We asked Matt, who gave this name to us originally. This is like a wheat trading company. And he thinks that the news is very good for ANDE. So this is something that maybe I'd be looking at taking a position and swinging it for a few weeks or a couple months at these low levels here. Is that a W pattern here? W, almost trying to complete a W low pattern up here. It has to complete that at like $40, and then it can break out above that. But look, the PE very low, 8.9. So all of these solid companies. Another solid company, Spartan Nash, a $1.27 billion company. Great chart near its 52-week highs. You can see all of these charts are near their 52-week highs except ANDE. Very good fundamentals. And now you have the sentiment of agriculture. I think these are all excellent to play. Another one you may want to look at is Deere. Might have a great day and week. Caterpillar, TSCO, TWI. Can't get into all these. Ooh, TWI, nice chart above the 20 DMA. That might break out imminently here as well with this agriculture news. So lots of great names to either day trade or hold for a swing position, I believe, with the news of what's going on in Russia and agriculture. Now here you see a bunch of smaller names, starting with Agco, and Agro, I think, are bigger names that you can look at. But these, I'm staying away from these micro caps right now, right? Now, you could get explosive moves out of them, but the market is just not favoring these microcaps. They're not retaining their gains, right? We've had all of these on watch. This was a list we created when the war broke out in collaboration with a few people, and Sanjay gave us a bunch of great names. So this list was created then. Now looking back in retrospect, since February, was the war started in February? But since we did that big show on agriculture, it's been 8 months. After 8 months, you can see the names at the top I called out, are all near all-time highs, the larger companies. While these micro caps, they've been really struggling. Okay. So, the proof is in the pudding there. And Land is actually a decent company. Land is not like a micro cap. 700 million is a real estate agriculture leasing company in the States. So that's a good one. But these other ones, Arcadia, Y10, even ARTW, which is, barely profitable, but it's been really struggling. I mean, sure, that could have a 30% move in one day, but if you don't time it perfectly and you end up holding it for a few weeks or a few months, history shows you're going to lose money on these little micro caps, including Save Foods. So I'm going to be focusing on the big caps here for this trade. What else do we have? I want to remind you, COMM earnings are this week. I believe it's Wednesday or Thursday, and that is at a key inflection point above it closed above the 200-week moving average. So I'm predicting, based on the earnings we got from Calex and based on the information we're getting in the rooms from Brian and Chris, that this is going to have good earnings and it's going to explode in a multi-week to multi-month, maybe multi-quarter move above the 200-week moving average. So this is one I'm interested in being overweight into earnings. Same with Clearfield. I believe Clearfield earnings are next week, and then we have the CEO on a week or so after earnings at StoryTrading. So rum, I don't want to beat a dead horse. You know the thesis behind this, and it's going to be volatile. The higher it goes, the riskier it gets. But we understand the price action. We understand what's going on in terms of Twitter and the network effect that's happening there right now. So, there's strong bull thesis here. There's definitely a fairly strong bear thesis, right, from a fundamental perspective. So that means every crash will get bought up and every spike will get shorted down, I believe. So great trading opportunities in rum. Just want to point out that FREY had initiated an outperform by Cohen. I don't have access to the report or the price. It does not say what the price target is, but that's actually something I hold long term. That's an EV battery company. So let's just quickly look at the indices. Down 0.5% here. To me, this is meaningless, in comparison to the big move last week. We're still above the 50 DMA. I guess that's your support. That's how I do my technical. So that's your support level here at about the $50 downside possible, and still be bullish. And if it breaks below it, then you look at the next DMA below it. That's how I do my technicals, and usually works pretty well. QQQ, you can see it's a little bit of a different story. SPY definitely a much better index right now because of its diversified exposure to sectors like energy and agriculture, and with QQQ being tech heavy, that's been hit harder. RK, let's look at our proxy. Let's look at our clue, TLT. TLT is down this morning. If it was like up and RK was down, I'd be like, oh, opportunity. RK is going to turn around and go up. That's a pattern we've seen. So TLT, that's the bonds. It's down, meaning higher interest rates. You can see the stronger dollar because of those higher interest rates this morning. So that is usually not a good thing for RK, which is down this morning. And I think that's it. We got 15 minutes in. We got a lot covered. We did already great this morning. If you followed me on some of those trades, I'll be looking to take some profits this morning on ACTG. I'll be looking to maybe reload on LLAP at key support levels, or when the RSI gets really low. That's something I may be looking at in LLAP today. And fertilizer sectors, I may take some trades. Oh, look at this now. It's really moving. The spread is big, though, on IPI. That one really moves huge. Oh, look at this. Moss up 2%. So fertilizers are going to be hot today, and the big cap ag stocks. So I'm definitely going to take some additional trades in those. I feel better. I honestly like ADM better than any of these. ADM, ANDE maybe. And then we'll see if we can sneak in a trade into the fertilizer company. So thanks for joining us. We had a comment here. We heard you just with a little echo. Yeah. So, yeah, that's because that was coming from my headset, which is like a few feet away from me on the table. So, yeah, I got to remember to check the mic input every morning. And with that, guys, happy Halloween. Good luck to the Phillies tonight. I will see you, I hope, probably at 4 p.m. to 4:15, and then I'll maybe jump on my car and take a 3-hour drive to Philadelphia right after that. All right, guys, we'll see you soon. Thanks for your collaboration in the rooms as always.